What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Technically Speaking Live. This is Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and I forgot to pause it, and now you can kind of hear yourself through the reverb. Hang on a minute. It looks as though I still need an executive producer because I am still by myself yet again. Stats is on vacation. Stats, I don't know where he is. Last time he was this week is Mount Everest. Last week was Fighting the Bear Part 2, I think. Plus that whole Christmas thing kind of came involved. So in today's show, we're going to be talking about a year in reflection. 2021 is about to come to a close. I'm going to talk about what some of the analytics I had as a channel and what does that mean, because people are sharing all their analytics. As you can kind of tell, my voice is kind of shot. I was on the phone a lot earlier today. My voice is just kind of blah. So it's here. We're going to fight through it. Did y'all know Napster was still a thing? T-Pain, if everybody still remembers that he's a thing as well, talked about some different things about Napster. We're going to talk about that today. Have you looked? I've looked at buying a new putter, a Vivo 70 Pro Plus. I think that's what it's called. Some combination of those letters or numbers. A Chromebook, a GoPro. So what's wrong with me on that? Instagram's more focused on video than ever. The Samsung S22 Ultra, it's going to come with a 1 terabyte option. Wearables, Motorola, and more. If we get to an hour, that would be fantastic. If we don't get to an hour, so be it. But let's go ahead and talk about. I'm going to pull a bit of a different tactic today with the chat. With the chat today, if everybody wants to tell me where they are from, that would be fantastic. Let's start with that. Where is everyone from? And the reason is I see greetings from low country of South Carolina. Ms. Bowler, thank you so much for coming by the show. Hello, friend. Shelly saves the day. I'm going to talk about vertical video, friend. Vertical video, and I'm going to talk about your channel specifically. Pixelated, looking forward to another great episode. Thank you so much. Tech for your needs, digital slang. What's up? What's up? I'm here for the food. Contractor POV. Here for the last 5 minutes of my lunch break. Mac, thanks so much. Mac, I got some new beard clippers. We're trying to keep the beard nice and crispy. I was trying to grow it out at the same rate, but trying to keep it nice and neat as much as I possibly can. Thanks to T-Pain, Boston, Massachusetts, San Francisco Bay Area. I remember Napster on dial-up, starting music download, then going to bed. Wake me up when it's done. Pixelated, absolutely right. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Atlanta, Canada. Welcome to my Canadian friend. I gotta take a bit of a drink because I'm already can already feel like just pushing through. All right. Year in reflection. It is now that time of year where we talk about what do we accomplish for this year. As a channel, we're talking about 30,000. Yeah, right. Channel, we got 3,000 more subscribers. So thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. 3,000 more. Technically Speaking viewers jumped into the deep end with Technically Speaking in 2021. 39,500 hours of watch time. That's so many hours. That is so many hours. I'm going to do the math really quick. If I can math that hard and that fast. If you were to just 40 hours a week watch the show, divided by 2080, that would be 19 people watching this channel for 40 hours a week for full time. So either between 50 and 52 weeks of the year. Whew. That's crazy to think about. 19 full-time people in terms of watch hours. 7.3 million impressions with a 7.2% click-through rate. 780,000 views. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is kind of a lot. I will tell you, it is kind of a lot. Yes, my Mountain Dew is definitely, it's always here on the channel. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. I wish. Contractor POV says currently in the butthole of California, Stockton, California. So going back to 2021. So honestly, 2021 was a pretty interesting year in terms of the statistics as it relates to YouTube, I felt like I made more content than I did in 2020. That turned out to be a lie. I was like 25 videos shy of what I had made in 2020. And excuse me, let me take a quick drink here. In 2020, I had 1 million views and 4,300 subscribers and 49,000 hours of watch time and 9.8 million impressions. So 2021 was definitely, when you look at it compared to 2020, was definitely a down year. And I thought that I did better, but I'm going to make this promise to all of you this year that I am definitely going to try to continue to push through and make more content than I've ever done before. I'd like to eclipse putting out 140 videos for the year. That does include the live show stuff. So I would like to include live show as well as regularly scheduled content, put out 140 videos. So I'm going to try to, fingers crossed, do anywhere between 1 and 3 videos per week. That includes a live stream. So fingers crossed, wish me the best of luck as it comes to that, because I'd like to push through and get some of those numbers back to 2020. Very similar numbers in 2019 as to 2020. So 2021 is a little bit down compared to the last few years. Not entirely sure why. I mean, I did put out less content, 25 less videos, but I feel like my quality has gotten a lot better than it was in the past for sure. So needless to say, a lot of learnings that I have, and I'm still going to continue to learn even more than I do every single day. So let's go back over, moving some of the windows that I have here. Good evening. Stats is still up at Mount Everest. Yep, he's still there. Mount Everest. He actually was just texting me a little bit ago talking about he went snowboarding for the very first time. Now, Stats is an elder. He is an elder generation, so he's a little bit older. Very old, some could say. Very, very, very old. And he is definitely not here to even protect himself from this, but he is on the older side and told me that it felt like he had run a 5K plus, lifted extremely heavy weights as it related to going snowboarding for the very first time. And he said it was only like a couple 100 yards in terms of the actual snowboarding. So that is the thing that I think is the most interesting, is the idea that he went snowboarding for the very first time at the ripe old age of 68. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that. And he looks pretty darn good for a 68-year-old and out there snowboarding. I don't know a whole lot of other 68, 70-year-olds that are going out snowboarding by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I know Stats right now is looking and seeing all these Stats will go back and watch it, and I'll catch hell for it and via text message or Google Duo messages. So don't worry, he will make up more than up for it. I'm hooked on Diet Mountain Dew as well. Will you focus? Let's see, here's a great question. Let me pull up the comments on this one side. Will your focus in 2022 mainly be on a specific area, mobile, or another piece of tech? That's a great question. Actually, I want to kind of put that out to the greater group and see what you guys might think. I have toyed around the idea of just doubling down onto like mobile phones and things of that nature. But I've done headphone reviews. I've done microphone reviews. I actually have a couple different videos that are going to be coming out in the beginning part of the year. Those are all under NDA at the moment, so I can't really talk about them, but they are consumer electronics, but they are not, I guess one of them would be geared. Nah, I guess both of them could be geared towards mobile. Yeah, I mean, I get you use them both with mobile. Yeah, that's probably the best way I could describe it. You use both with a mobile, but they are related to, I got to stop there before I violate any NDAs. Needless to say, they're still going to be around consumer electronics. I have a passion for all things knick-knacky tech, but I don't know. I think maybe the phones might be where I stick to it the most. Phones or phones related, creating content with your phones. I really seem to enjoy that, but I also sprinkle in things around like, you know, freeing up space on your iPhone using Google Photos or Googlefying your iPhone. That's another video idea that I had. So it would Max saying, Pixel Watch, I see. I can confirm nor deny. It's not a Pixel Watch. It is not a Pixel Watch. It is a watch. See, I just violated. It's violated. It is a watch, but it's not a Pixel Watch. I'm really bad at this NDA stuff. Super bad. I gotta be much, much better. Stats is not. He's a pretty decent guy for an old white guy. I mean, he's halfway decent. Like he's yeah. I think he's about I think he's about 73 now. I think that's what he's about at. Still, just dynamite for 75. Just phenomenal. Um, Pixelated says to include Chromebook. Google's going to release a new device tablet in 2022. Hashtag Tensor. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Although now I'm hearing there's a rumbling around, and I made a video about how Google may have ruined the Pixel. And I don't actually think that. If you watch the video, ruined is a really, really strong word. I don't think they ruined it. I think they have tarnished what used to be really, really good reputation for getting software updates out. But I think the December update, and I have noticed it myself, the December update is one that I have currently felt the pinch as it relates to network and Wi-Fi coverage. Whereas I have an iPhone 13 Pro. I went out and I told you guys this last week. I got mad, and so I went out and bought an iPhone 13 Pro. When I keep the iPhone next to my Pixel, um, I noticed that the actual Wi-Fi strength and the network strength is significantly better on the iPhone, and I have heard that goes back to the chip, the Tensor chip, because it came from the Xenos chip. I don't know if that's related. I'd heard a rumor that it was like very similar to what that old chip had in the past as some of the issues, but I don't actually know if that is entirely true. Um, and so that gives me a little bit of pause to say that, did Google ruin it? No, but does that mean that Tensor might be part of the problem? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Android 12 and Android 12 bugs are the problem. Plus, you got to remember, they've rebuilt this thing completely from the foundation all the way up. Brand new chipset, brand new everything, brand new hardware, brand new software. So they really rebuilt this thing from the ground up. And I really think that what we're seeing right now is things related specifically to Android 12 and the bugs that they have in Android 12. So I'm hoping that in January, fingers crossed, the first Monday in January, that's when we're supposed to get the January security update. There are people who are not even on the December security update because they were going to get a feature drop from Pixel. It's just been a mess. It's been a mess. And Google used to be the best at absolutely putting the software out faster than anybody else's. Now they're basically punting this to do it right. December was, Pixelated says it best, December was clunky, but they're dealing with general Android 12 woes. I think they're going to right the ship. I agree with you. I think you'll start to see them get it even better. It's probably going to take a couple cycle times, so it's probably a couple months. I would say that this will be a non-issue come March, pretty much a non-issue, and then we're going to be starting to get into conversations around Android 13 beta, and I am very excited about that because one of the things that they're talking about is dedicated better audio from Bluetooth in Android 13. That actually is one of the articles I had pulled up, was just the idea of, because of the way that they're actually uh, scripting it out, we could expect better audio on Android 13, which I am wholeheartedly excited about. There's a lot of things to be excited about from an Android 13 perspective, but they've got to right the ship on the Android 12 stuff. There you go, right there. I've read that Google is tweaking the performance of the Tensor external modem and other radios. Yeah, you can tell that they're trying to dial something in. They haven't quite got something right. This is one of those downsides where when you're in the Pixel area, you're kind of a beta tester in some instances on some of these things. I enjoy being a beta tester, being on close to the leading edge, so I try not to overreact too much. But I really thought the December update, that one was really, that was a hard swallow. That one was tough. There you go. OnePlus had great updates for a while. Then 2021 happened. Ebbs and flows. Absolutely. Did y'all know that Napster was still a thing? And this whole thing came up because of T-Pain. And I absolutely love T-Pain. He is actually an outstanding singer-songwriter, but he has one hell of a voice, just an absolute outstanding voice when it comes to it. Most people don't know that because they think of him as Mr. Auto-Tune, but he actually has a phenomenal singing voice. He was in The Masked Singer season 1, won it, totally has the chops to sing, just absolutely outstanding. But he put a tweet out the 28th. Is that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. Put a tweet out the 28th, so yesterday, talking about the different streaming platforms and how many streams does it take for an artist to make $1, just $1, and how many streams of the songs of that particular song does it take in order for that particular artist to make one single solitary dollar. And I have to say, the worst one out of the group was YouTube Music with 1,250 streams in order to make $1 on YouTube when you stream your music. The best one was, and I didn't even know it was still around, Napster at 53. I don't even know how long it would take you, because I didn't even think that Napster was around for you to even stream from. I remember back in my day, I used to walk uphill both ways, snow, the whole 9 yards. But kids these days don't even realize how lucky they have it. I have a daughter upstairs that loves Spotify. By the way, Spotify, it takes 315 streams in order for them to make $1. Now, if you want to get real crazy, look up how many Spotify streams Drake had, and you'll know he's making quite a bit of money. Let's say Drake is making some bank, like many zeros out there. But Napster back in my day, LimeWire, that's another one. Tech for Your Needs, that's another great one. LimeWire, Napster, all those places where you would pray, you would queue up about 3 or 4 songs overnight, and you would pray that you would wake up early. Like if you had to go to school and you wake up early and you wanted to burn a CD. By the way, kids these days don't have a clue what that means to burn a CD. You would hopefully queue these songs up to say, okay, on my dial-up speed, I want to get this MP3, and I'm hoping that I can get 3, maybe 4, let's be real, probably 2 to 3 at max overnight, because that's how slow the internet was. And here I am streaming to you in somewhere between 1080p and 4K right now. And and 21 years ago, you wouldn't have even dreamed of this. This is something that only was done in a TV production. But kids these days have no idea how great no idea how great they have it in terms of Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music and YouTube Music and Pandora, Amazon Music, all of these different places. Napster is still a thing because of it, but it brought me back to the glory days, and I started to look up, okay, in the year 2000, and I don't know why I picked the year 2000. Actually, I know why I picked the year 2000. I picked the year 2000 because these songs on this list are now old enough to drink. So the Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 2000, Breathe by Faith Hill was number 1. That song is now old enough to drink. And like I started to look down the list and go, like Destiny's Child, say my name, say my name. That song is now old enough to drink legally. It is 21 years old. 21. The Thong Song by Cisco. That song is 21 years old. Recorded it's coming up on its 22nd birthday with the quickness. Dang. Y'all, we're getting old. I remember those days. Dial-up was that dial-up was that thing. That was still a thing in 2000. It was getting better, but dial-up was still a thing in 2000. You were still downloading songs to hopefully burn them to a CD. This is when you didn't have streaming services. It was slow and you have to hope that no one calls you. I remember those days. You gotta remember. You gotta pray that no one interrupted those streams. You gotta pray. I remember that. I totally remember that. Oh God! But breathe, smooth, Maria. West Side Story. See, this is where. Oh, LOL, aim chat. Oh man, those were the days. You would always have that. You would put your away message up, like "away, don't bother me," or you put up a song quote. Be like, "Oh, this whatever the song quote, Amazed by Lone Star." That was another one that's 21 years old. Maybe I'm amazed. You'd throw that up on your AIM chat. That 56K modem. And that was hot stuff back in the day. That was the stuff back in the day. Hoo-wee. Hoo-wee. All right, moving on to the next one. Y'all, I've looked at buying a new putter. I'm a golfer. The Vivo 70 Pro, a Chromebook, and a GoPro. All in the past. I bet you I have looked at that stuff. Now we're getting into Netscape Navigator territory. Amen. Amen to that. I've looked at buying a whole slew of stuff. But I need to sell some gear. I way back in the beginning when Pixel 6 Pro was still very sparse, I bought one. And it's literally been sitting right there the whole time. So I need to sell it to probably pay for some of these other things that I want to purchase. I don't know exactly what's wrong with me. Hi, Pixelpia. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. But I keep thinking, like, what is it that somebody would like me to review? Chromebooks was one. What's another thing that you would like to see that maybe fits kind of well into the channel? Kids these days, what are you using, a dolly? A doily for your mouse pad. I thought you said a dolly for your mouse pad. Kids these days, they don't even know. They don't even know. They don't have a clue. And I'm not using a mouse pad. I'm using an Apple trackpad. The Vivo isn't as great as it seems. Very good camera, though. That's really the reason why I was considering it, was for the cameras. But my Pixel is my everyday driver. The latest video that I put out from an everyday driver perspective, the more I thought about it, the video on the iPhone 13 Pro is just, it's really phenomenal. It's really great. You saw that the Pixel 6 from a 4K 30 perspective or 4K 60 frames per second perspective were all things that I thought was serviceable. They're still very, very good. The dynamic range isn't quite as good, but honestly, who cares about dynamic range? Is anybody really going to give a rat's behind as it relates to the dynamic range when you're taking videos of somebody blowing out candles on a birthday party? Is that really going to matter? No, probably not. Now, if I'm going to go get something to do, cinematic videos, I'm not buying a phone. I should buy like a Blackmagic 6K camera to shoot something that's cinematic in 6K. But it's a matter of, I like to try to push my phones to do as much as possible with an extent of laziness. And I say that because I'm a lazy individual, and so I like the phone to do the post processing as much as possible. There are a lot of other phones out there, like the Sony line, the Vivo line, that can do a lot, but I really love the way, like, when I take a photo with a Pixel 6 or Pixel 6 Pro, I just know for a fact that more often than not, and I mean 8 to 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get the exact shot that I want with the exact level of contrast that I want, nice, crispy, true tone colors of the skin, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I know that the Pixel is going to give me that. And that's why I continue to have and continue to say and continue to harp on the fact that the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro are still the best point and shoot camera systems for me and for the mass majority of individuals that you can buy in 2021. Hands down, bar none, that is everything I believe to be the case. Now, if I'm going to shoot a lot of video, that's why I bought an iPhone 13 Pro. Yes, I was joking that I was mad at my Pixel 6 Pro for that one particular day, but the idea is the video, it to me is just so good with the iPhone that it's really hard to supersede that particular phone brand with anything else that's not named Apple. That's just kind of the way that I think of it. They see contractor POV. All my videos next year will be recorded with an iPhone and the Pixel 6 Pro. Pixel 6 Pro, like I've used it to shoot some top-down B-roll. Hands down, it's great for that. If you light it up well enough, like it doesn't do well in low light that I've noticed it. Like from a video perspective, does not do well for me in low light. But if you light up the room enough, it can handle just anything. Like I shot some top-down stuff before. Some videos that I have coming out. I shot some top-down stuff that came directly from the iPhone and came directly from the Pixel 6 Pro as well. So all of that it can handle. I've shot some B-roll with the Pixel 6 Pro before for some other product reviews that I've done in the past. I don't even remember what they were at the time. It was just something like I did the pan, the tilts, the zooms, the whole 9 yards with a phone. I've done it with an iPhone. I've done it with the Pixel 6 Pro. That's fair. Pixelated Pixel 6 Pro video isn't bad at all. It's just not iVideo quality, but it's not bad at all. That's fair. In comparison to an iPhone, it's not bad. It's just less. It's just less quality is probably the best way I could describe it. So from that perspective, going back to kind of like, what about home automation? Funny that you mentioned it. I have a package right over there that actually has some home automation stuff related into it. So I'm going to make a video about that. Not sure when, but it's going to be coming out probably sometime in January. Maybe review some non-crappy earbuds since there's no more headphone jacks, but with a great call quality. Funny you should mention that. One of the items under NDA right now will be able to answer that query. That was a really, really good call out. I'm running a 6 Pro, but my work is an iPhone 13 Pro. Happy to have both, but muscle memory makes me reach for the Pixel. Hands down. Absolutely the exact same way as I continuously reach for the Pixel 6 Pro to do everything that I need. I find getting some things done a little clunky on an iPhone. I believe Brad mentioned up here, is Google One available on iOS? Searched in the App Store on my 6S and can't find it. Yes, it actually is available on the App Store. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Google One iOS. I will drop it here in the chat. There you go, Brad. That is the Google One app for iOS. Hopefully that works for you. Miss Sheila, no worries. It's all good. Catch up in the replay. It is all good. I have some Galaxy Buds 2 on the way for free. Haven't tried them. Malcontent, just give up the whole NDA thing. I know, I try not, like, I don't know why I'm so bad at it. I don't know why I'm so bad. I try not to be, but I'm like, I get into like a mode and I start sharing, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and I get where I'm at right now. I have not tried the Galaxy Buds 2. I hear great things about them. I need to do a refresh video on the Pixel Buds A series as well as the Pixel Buds 2 a year later, because those things continuously, I use those things every single day and I absolutely love them. From a call quality perspective, I use them all the time for conference calls. I have no latency or Bluetooth issues with them. They get great battery life. So from a Pixel Buds perspective, maybe I need to go back and do that. Um, Pixelated, I'm also a Nest guy when it comes to automation. I actually have one of the videos that I was going to, or one of the articles I was going to talk about today was all of the different products that Google announced and talked about this year. And one of them was something that I bought. I recently purchased their new floodlights. Where can I find them? Where are they? Where are they? The Nest Cam Floodlight. I recently purchased two of them for two sides of my home. And let's just say, let's just say that I'm not an electrician. And I talked about this before. I am so not an electrician. I'm not an electrician to the point where I didn't even turn the power off. And I unhooked the wires from my old light, put a cap on them, spread them apart, put the floodlight up, pulled the wires through, just did one at a time, one at a time. One wire I put over here, wired up with the other one, screwed it on, put it back into place, and wired up the other one, screwed it on, put it back into place. And of course, the thing comes online. Now, should I have turned the power off? Yeah, I should have probably turned the power off. I only grounded the wire once. I only grounded it one time. It only sparked one time. But see, when it sparked that one time, it tripped the breaker. And so I did turn the power off. So there's a way. See, I did it. I just did it a lazy way. And by a lazy way, I mean a way that can start a fire in a house. Do not ever do what I did. Turn the power off. I can I can hear Gary right now. Call me. Call me. I should have easily just messaged you. Like, I knew what I needed to do. It's not even that hard. I have my electric box is literally right there. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. I'm that guy. I'm literally that guy. But like, it'll probably be fine. That works too. As long as if that is an official statement, contractor POV tells me, Gary tells me right now that is a way to do it. Just ground the wire, turn off the power, flip the breaker, the power goes out. That's a way to do it. That's exactly what I did, but it was by accident. Now, the second one I did not do that way. I had live wires the whole time. I didn't shock myself. It would not have been the first time I've ever done it. I have definitely shocked myself to where I felt it. It like it travels straight up the arm, and it's just like, oh, it's like it hurts. My heart didn't stop or anything like that. I didn't have to worry about it. You said you were a lazy person. I did say I was a lazy person. You're 100% right. You said I'm lazy. I did it out of convenience. We call it a breaker finder. Well, I found it. I seen it. I even knew where it was. It's clearly labeled on my electric box, which is just right out of screen over here. Clearly labeled and everything. Floodlights. It's not even hard. I did it on purpose. I knew exactly which ones. It was sheer, complete laziness. Oh, sorry, Brad. I did not know that it's not available in your country. I am so sorry for that. But anyway, going back to Malcontent, what you're talking about, home automation, I'll probably put out a video of the Nest Cam Floodlight. Probably not an installation video. I'll talk about my installation, but I won't talk about the installation of how I did it, but I'll talk about why I love it. It is just a phenomenal device. It's so quick to pick somebody up and the light come on. The way I have it positioned on my back garage area, as soon as I open the back door and I take one step out, the light immediately kicks on and I get a notification in the Google Home app. And that's one thing I would say is it is a huge pain in the rear as it relates to, I have a Nest Cam front doorbell and that's through the Nest app, but the new Nest Cam floodlights, you install them via the Google Home app. So now I'm getting notifications from a Nest app. I'm getting notifications from the Google Home app, and they don't have the two merged together. That is going to be probably my single biggest pet peeve as it relates to the Nest Floodlight, is the idea of it's super fast, super responsive in the Google Home app. I just have to have two different apps now, which is such a pain in the rear. Um, and it's just, I get why they're trying to do it. They're trying to make the Google Home app kind of the hub for all things related, but give me the option of moving my Nest Cam, my front door cam over to the home, and they don't give me that option to do that. Maybe if I reset it, I don't know, but that's something that I got to like dig into, but that is a huge pain in the rear because I can't do that with my Nest thermostat either. Maybe I can, I don't know. Maybe that's another version, then I have to get the newest version to go to the Google Home. I'm not entirely sure. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night. Let me take a drink real quick. Um, can the floodlights work through Nest Connect? Nest Connect. I don't know. Haven't thought that through. I just hooked it up. They say to install it through the Google Home app, so that's exactly how I had to do it. Not sure if they work through the Nest Connect. Let's talk about the S22 Ultra. The S22 Ultra seems to come in. There is a rumor going around right now that the S22, which will probably be announced at CES as soon as I can find the article, it's really living up to the name with the Note merger. Now it's a possibility to have 1 terabyte of storage on board. Sam Mobile reports that according to sources familiar with the device development, Samsung will include a 1 terabyte storage tier for folks with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. That's twice as much that you can get in the Z Fold 3 and 4 times as much as you can get in the S21 Ultra that can currently be delivered. Malcontent, I'm fighting the urge to buy a Chrome Duet 5 like a lot. The reason why I'm holding off on buying a Chromebook, I'm waiting to know exactly what LumaFusion requirements are going to be for video editing on a Chromebook, and then I want to buy the one that gives me the best opportunity to edit my videos using LumaFusion and Chromebooks. But I have absolutely no idea what those specs are. So I'm holding off until I know exactly what the specs are going to be from LumaFusion's perspective. I might tweet at them and say, "Hey, can you give me just a rough guesstimate of what some of the spec requirements are going to be, and then go purchase one that meets those minimum requirements and going from there." That's the only reason why I have not purchased a Chromebook to date so far. That is the only reason why. Other than that, I'm ready to make the dive straight to Chromebook. As a matter of fact, I did. I went over to my father's house earlier today. Was working on Sheets and working on Sheets, which is like Google's version of spreadsheets. Working in Gmail, working in Word, I'm working in tons of different, or I should say Docs. So Docs and Sheets. Working off of Gmail. Got the calculator pulled up. Got a web browser up. Working through bills. Working through stuff like that. All of it was great, and I worked on a Chrome Duet 2, a Chromebook Duet 2. So very 10.10.5 inch Chromebooks. So needless to say, it wasn't a very large screen. I was able to get everything done. It was literally able to do everything that I possibly needed on a Chromebook, and it was great. I have the faith in the world that we can pull it off in a Chromebook. Probably good to wait until after the CES Chromebook announcements. I'm actually hoping to check out some Chromebook announcements there. I'd like to get my hands on a couple Chromebooks if I could. That's kind of my fingers crossed, so to speak. Let's get back to the S22. S22 Ultra does look amazing. It's too bad it runs One UI. Yeah. The last time Samsung launched a smartphone with 1 terabyte of storage was the Galaxy S10 Plus, and it came in at $1,600. I would probably venture a guess that it's probably going to be a price tag similar to that. I'm not entirely sure what you would need 1 terabyte of storage for, but Miss Sheila, thank you so much. Wow. Thank you very, very much. I can't believe that. Thank you so much. Seriously. I don't even know what to say. A year of information, a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Shelly is just phenomenal individual. She is amazing, and I hope she gets that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Almost ordered a Galaxy Chromebook on Amazon, 4K, i5, 256 storage, and 5 gigs of memory with an S or the pen. I'm close to purchasing a Chromebook. Absolutely so close. Totally get it. But the S22 looks super amazing. 5 little lenses on the back, probably the lenses and sensors and things of that nature. It looks like a Note. It looks just like this. Like it without the camera bump on the, like, you can kind of see the bump of camera on the outside, but it looks basically just like this. Just it's called an S22. It literally looks like a Note. I'm for one excited for that. The idea is like they're giving people, there's, I believe in some of the photos here, there's an S Pen at the bottom. And it's everything that you could possibly want. And the MKBHD said the S21 was the device of the year last year. And I think Samsung's going to really play on that and give us something that looks exquisite in the S22 Ultra. That's going to be like a bubbled array camera, Note-esque flat edges, black matte model, according to this leak from Twitter. It's going to look just phenomenal. Pixelated, I work for a Microsoft Gold partner, actively testing Windows 365. The best thing about Chromebook is they can run a Windows 365 PC for anything that a Chromebook can't natively do. And that's the thing. It's absolutely just fantastic. The lenses are very similar to the Velvet. They really, really are. The lenses are very similar to that. I think it looks great. My thoughts on the newest Snapdragon. Will it deliver? I think it's going to deliver. I think it has to deliver in order for a Snapdragon to stay, I don't want to say stay relevant, but when you lose Google and you lost Apple a while back, they're making their own silicon. You got Google making their own chip as well. I think the idea is they have to make it work. Otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, why should you have this? Like, they have got to really deliver on the fact that it's got better performance and better battery consumption in terms of not consuming it a tremendous amount. It can sip the battery in comparison to what Apple and Google come up with as well. So I think it can deliver. I think they need it to deliver. I think they have no choice but in order to do this, to pull it off. My voice is running. In other news of things that I should probably not buy but want to buy, finger wearables. This was something that I saw. Let's see if I can pull that up. The Movano Ring. So finger wearables. Will 2022 be the year you finally put a ring on it? So Aura and Movano, this is according to a Mashable article, they're going to duke it out for market share. Movano smart rings are the newest fashion offering in a smart ring arena. So Aura rings, which is they're celebrities like Jack Dorsey and Gwyneth Paltrow are these folks that wear, basically, I don't have one. This is just a plastic ring or a rubber ring. But Aura is one of those rings that can do like blood oxygen levels and heart rate and how did you sleep and all this other stuff. And evidently the Movano ring is going to be another health wearable company that comes from Movano that's going to be unveiled at CES. So fingers crossed. I am actually scheduled to go to CES next week. Fingers crossed if that's still going to happen. I don't actually know. Knock on wood. I can tell you with 100% confidence that I am 50-50. I can tell you 100% confidence right now. I'm 50-50. at best whether or not CES is going to happen for me next week. Do I think that the CES is going to happen? Yeah, I actually do believe that CES is going to go through. Um, I I'm confident that CES will still occur. I'm just not as confident that my attendance is going to be there. Like I said, 50-50 at best at this point. I have until January 1 to make the decision. But anyway, this Movano, this product going to CES is going to be focused on um, basically seeing how you feel at any given day. And it's going to basically show you things like this is how you slept, this is the REM cycle, the light sleep cycle, the deep cycle that you've had. Also, if you worked out, tracking the body temperature or anything like that. See, that I thought that same thing. Finger wearables, interference between radios and sensors in the phones. I wondered that same thing. I don't know. That's a good question. But this Movano ring is evidently supposed to be more geared towards women, less than men's, and it's not going to be cheap. The Aura ring right now is $399 for a ring? For that ring? Whew, that's a lot. I didn't realize that Aura was that expensive. They're asking companies to review the watch. Oh, that's the brand new one. The Aura. What? Aura 2 is going to be less than the $399. So I might look at that and see exactly how much those cost. Michael Peppertech says, if you'd have me on, I'd love to chat Tensor and how this was predicted back in 2007 and some theories about the future of system on chips and how Qualcomm is in trouble. Yeah, man, let's talk about it. Hit me up in the DMs, the old DM machine, and see what we can do to get you on the show. Booyah. So, all right, y'all. I'm actually losing my voice. So, and the only thing I'll talk about, last one, is Motorola's getting into the third foldable, third gen Razr. Has anybody ever seen a Razr out in the wild? Like, not the OG Razr, the foldable Razr. Has anybody ever seen one? They're going to try to come up. They're going to add more of a spec bump. I think you're going to start to see a huge improvement in the Razr foldable, but I don't necessarily know if it's even going to matter because the exceptional Z Flip 3 is out there and it's taken up the market share, and I don't even know what they have to do in order to get it back. But I've never seen a Razr in the wild. I've seen a Flip in the wild, but I have never seen a Razr in the wild at all. I couldn't even begin to tell you who would even buy one at all. Not even close. So, Merry Christmas, my friend. The wannabe geek is here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Mr. Dan from Australia. You've seen a Razr in the wild? You also have kangaroos down there, though. You see those in the wild, and we have those in zoos here. Razr in real life? Nope. See, I don't think they exist outside of Australia, evidently. Oh, God. Well, y'all. Excuse me. The Flip doesn't have the horsepower, though. I don't know if the Flip needs to have the horsepower, though. Like, when you're not buying a Flip for the horsepower. And this is it right here. The Razr was too expensive. The experience that you're getting from the Flip was so much better than the experience than the Razr, and it's the same form factor, and it's just a better overall experience with the Flip 3. And the build quality feels amazing. Really? Huh. I forgot about one of the Razr. I've seen one in a movie, and that's the closest to the wild. Interesting. Interesting. All right, y'all. Well, here's the deal. It is the new year in 2 days. I want you all to have the best possible new year you can. I have no idea if I'm going to have a live show next week. If I do, it will be from CES. And it would also have to be Yeah, I could probably do it. What are there 3 hours behind? So that would put us at 5:30. I would maybe have guests on the show. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it rhymes with Beck Toddesy. He might be on the show if he's not busy. Um, and we'll leave it at that. I may have to bring some microphones with me. Needless to say, that I didn't think about that. It is a good thing that I have this little guy right here, the PodTrack P4 from Zoom. This could actually be the saving grace to get 1, 2, 3, 4 different microphones. And God knows I have enough microphones to go around. I could probably figure it out. But anyway, happy new year. Hopefully I will see you sometime in the new year. If not next week, definitely the week after. Thank you all so much for having a wildly successful year. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I look forward to making up, like I said, I'm going to try to do 140 different videos next year. So let's get started on a good foot. See you next year. Peace and love, all those things. And we will see you. We'll catch you on the flip side. We'll see you when we see you. All right. Thanks, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.